forecast. As you can see, we have 2/3 of the KVUE Sports team with you today. We let Tyler take the weekend off. He's got a wedding, but he'll be back next week. But for now, it is Corey and I, and we are chatting about the Longhorns' upcoming game against Texas Tech. Corey, the Longhorns entered this one off of a win over UTSA, and they've wrapped up their non-conference play. They're moving into conference play and starting on the road against the Red Raiders. What is something that you've learned about this Texas team through their non-conference schedule that you didn't know a month ago?
Yeah, Jeff, I think the biggest thing was the uncertainties on the offensive line. Losing junior early in this, well, before the season even started, you're starting two freshmen and two sophomores and one senior. Would they be able to hold up, especially in that Alabama game? And I think they passed with flying colors. They showed they can hang with the big dogs, even though they're on the younger side.
What a great point. Earlier this week, Coach Sark said, you guys haven't asked me about those freshman O-linemen in 3 weeks, and that's a great thing. But what I've learned about this team so far in these first 3 weeks of the season is the depth that they have on defense. And when I say depth, I really mean the new faces that have stepped up. We had Barron Sorrell with that 2-sack game to open the season. We see Jalen Ford leads the team in tackles. And, of course, against UTSA, it was the local guy, Connolly grad, Jade Barron, who came down with the pick six. Those are 3 guys who have shown that they are playmakers and leaders on this defense who weren't even in the rotation a year ago. Now, a guy who plays on defense that we knew was going to be a stud this season is DeMarvion Overshown. Overshown is going to have to sit out due to a targeting penalty. He's going to be able to play in the third and fourth quarter, but not the first and second. How much are the Longhorns going to miss his presence early in the game?
Yeah, Jeff, I think the biggest thing that we've been talking about all week is just the loss of leadership that Overshown brings, especially on the first road game of the season. You need that vocal leadership in a hostile environment. But not having that, I'm kind of interested to see who steps up in that role. We heard earlier this week that Coburn had a sensational speech on the sidelines in last game after they got that double pass off UTSA did. And so will he take that step again, whether it's on the sidelines or on the field? Who's going to step into that role?
That's a good point. We'll still hear Overshown's voice maybe in pregame, maybe on the sideline, but not on the field in the first half. So who's going to do that? Corey, it is time to let the people know what we think is going to happen on the field. So who do you think is going to win? What's the score going to be? I saw you building up the drum roll. Build it up for yourself. Go ahead and give us your prediction.
Yeah, I think, trying to reciprocate last year's 70-point outlet, I don't think that's kind of realistic, even though it was great to watch last year. I will say that. But I'm predicting a 50-21 game. I just don't think their defense will be able to stick up with this Texas offense. And I think Texas's defense has shown they can stick with anybody. So 50-21 is my prediction.
All right, I like that. I like to see a lot of points. I don't think I'm going to go that high scoring. Let's go 36-17. So still a pretty lopsided game in my opinion, but I don't quite think Texas is going to put 50 points on the board, and I also don't think that Texas Tech will be the first team to score 20 on this UT team, but I just think there's something special about that UT defense, and they will extend that streak of holding opponents to 20 or fewer points. That's all the time we have for right now to talk UT football, but stay right there because in just a moment, we'll be back with Friday Football Fever, breaking down all your high school scores and highlights.